She keeps having these trips and I didn't know she. Part 1. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. I am not sure really what to do here, so I am reaching out. I'm feeling trapped and embarrassed about my situation because I let this happen when my instincts told me there were red flags a long time ago. But the general issue goes this. We met through an online dating app last February and hit it off pretty quickly. We had a lot in common and the conversations flowed really well. We found ourselves hanging out pretty well all the time right away. Around March 2018 she had come to me to tell me she was falling for me. I had gotten out of a 4-year relationship only a few months before meeting her that had ended badly and involved cheating. This combined with a feeling that she was not very open with me about her personal life, even her social media was very locked down. Gave me a glow of red flags that I was not quite ready yet to take that step with her, but that I was certainly interested in continuing with her and that it was not out of the cards. She seemed to take it okay at the time. Fast forward a few days, I ask her to hang out and she tells me she is not in town, she's off visiting a childhood friend in another town. She said she had told me about this plan, she didn't, and she'd be back in a week. I questioned her why I'd never heard of this friend before and that I didn't recall her ever telling me about this plan, and I straight up asked if she was sleeping with someone else here, as the conversation we had did not go her way. It seemed suspicious. She told me a story about how she'd known this guy since high school and he was an old and close friend. Well, fine, I'll give the benefit of the doubt, figured it was probably in my head due to past experience with my ex. She came back home and we continued to hang out a lot. The relationship continued as one would expect. My girlfriend has a mother who is fairly old as my grandmother. And her father is deceased. So she often went to visit her mother to help out around the house. Well, I'm sure some of you can see where I am going with this. It turns out most of her visits to mother over the last year have been to be with this guy. She has, as I've found out, along with other guys, one other on and off regularly who lives in the same town as we do as well. A purely FWB thing that she says ended back in October 2018. Move forward to 2019, I still have no idea about this other guy. The relationship begins to intensify. We are going on trips together, it's really a full thing. We begin talking about moving in together. Suddenly she gets a job offer in another town, the town that the other guy is in. It is with the same company she is working for and we discuss this stuff a bit. The other town is a real shithole, a place nobody really wants to live unless they have a good job there. Also very isolating from her friends and family. Long story short, she ultimately decides not to move there, at the very last minute. She ends up losing her job because she had quit to take this other job. I didn't realize she had done this at the time. Keep in mind she's kept me in the complete dark at this point. She has nowhere to go, no job, and has given notice at her apartment so can't live there. I rented a moving truck and helped her move into my house. We had been talking about moving in together anyways, right? I could help her out of this, I thought. She had gotten herself into a bad situation. What I didn't know is that she had been struggling to maintain her 2 relationships, me and this other guy. She had hit the point where she would have to choose one of us. She had at the last minute apparently chosen me. Keep in mind again, I had no idea he existed. Well, apparently he knew I existed, he's known the whole time. Even had a nickname they used for me, Boy Toy, when they talked about me. When she finally broke it off with him, he decided to message me and tell me what had been going on. To his credit, he had asked her to tell me the truth several months back and to stop seeing me. He had no idea things with her and I were as serious as they were. He legitimately thought I was her FWB, which he was cool with as he did not live here, I guess. Him and I had a long conversation. Guy is a real piece of work. Not a great human being, very manipulative, I could tell right away. He was telling me the truth in hope I would ruin her, as all her stuff was at my place and she was out of town at the time, on an actual, real visit to her mom's. This was her second this month, which was actually because she had gone to see the other guy, and break it off, I learned. I told him I was going to throw her stuff out on the lawn and list it on Craigslist for free. I didn't do this, of course, but I can't lie and say it didn't cross my mind. I was telling him what he wanted to hear so that he would be satisfied. I knew he was bad right away. Even in the first bit of our conversation I could see his true motive. Why did I protect her like this? No idea really. He went on to detail an entire relationship they have had together with lots of week-long visits. I guess it was easy to maintain when he lived in another, more isolated town. I learned it had been going on since her visit in March 2018, till May 2019. I learned about how she was always sending him really lewd pics. I saw the messages he showed me, them telling each other they loved each other. She also recorded her and I having sex once and sent it to him. I guess that was his kink or something. I have that recording as proof, he sent it to me. I know everything, about the other guy as well, the GWB, everything. I called my GF and confronted her. She breaks down and says she will be coming the next day to get her things. I drank my night away that night. She eventually arrives in the afternoon. We sit inside and have a conversation. I ask why, the usual. She said originally in March 2018 it was because I had turned down her love and she had never intended to pursue anything with the guy. But I guess she has a hard time turning people down because they did continue and it got heavier as time went on. She said she was often just telling him what he wanted to hear or doing what he said to placate him. I actually somewhat believe this, after talking to him myself for some time. As I said, he was clearly very manipulative. I asked if she ever intended to tell me. She said no, she truthfully wouldn't have. And that she wanted to build a life with me and had broken it off with him, and that he and she had been fighting for months now as she tried to distance herself from him. To her credit, to this day she has been, as far as I know, honest. She let me go through her phone, see messages, anything I wanted. I noticed that on her phone she had been flirtatious with a few men, which I had also confronted her about. It looked like in general, since March she has basically just been a shitty person in general. Using me because I was fun and safe. She was honest with me at this point though. She said around 2018/January 2019 she had begun to realize she really did want to be in a real relationship with me, and this does line up with our relationship intensifying around that time as well. So this is likely honesty. She said she had broken it off with the other guy, and she had. She also had stopped talking to all the other people. We had a long conversation, and probably the first truly honest conversation we've had in a while. She told me everything, gave me any proof I asked, and answered anything I asked. She expected me to throw her out along with her stuff despite the honesty. But I didn't. She is still here living with me, though I am making her pay rent when I wasn't there the first month, as I couldn't quite be that nice. I told her I can't forgive her, but perhaps we could start over to an extent. And that if we tried, it may still not work. I may ask her to leave even if it seems like everything is going well, because what she did was horrible and manipulative. But honestly it felt like she had nowhere else to go at the time, and I really did enjoy our relationship, especially the previous while when it intensified. When it was good, it was really good, even if it was built on lies. She's been here for about 2 months now as of writing. She has been as open and honest as a person could be, really. She is putting effort in, I can't deny it. She has gone out of her way to be way more open. She has shared passwords with me without me ever asking for them. I haven't used them, despite everything she's done. I hate being the guy that checks his girlfriend's messages and emails because he's insecure. Even if I have every reason to be insecure. The thing is, as these months have passed, she's moved in more and more. She landed a new job recently. She's been buying furniture for my house to accommodate her belongings, etc. I can't help but shake the feeling she is forcing it. She wants it to happen, so she is making it happen. I can't blame her really for going all in. She is trying to repair some serious damage. There are more to come. Find out the update of this story, check our channel or the description. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.